So what we want to discuss now, we are going to discuss about the type of alignment that are available. Type of alignment. First we'll discuss that, then I'll come back to this type of plot later on. Type of sequence alignment. There are two types of sequence alignment: global alignment and local alignment. What is global alignment? You can see this example. This is example number 1, global alignment example, and this is local alignment example. This is global alignment example. So what happens in global alignment? Here we are seeing two sequences. This is sequence number 1, this is sequence number 2. The sequences that we are comparing end to end. That is from the start. This is the start point and this is the end point, and we are looking into the start to the end point of the sequence, end to end. Okay, so each and individual residue, we are looking at each and individual residue of a given sequence. So start with very similarity. You can see that L and L similar. Here there is a similarity. In the middle there are 4 stretch of nucleotide, we have similarity, and there is another similarity at the end. So throughout this sequence you can see that there is a stretch of similarity in the center, and there is a similarity at the beginning and at the end. In the meanwhile, in the middle there are dissimilar sequences. Here we are looking at the sequence for what? Not nucleotide, we are looking at amino acid sequence. Remember that these are amino acid sequences. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether we are comparing amino acid sequences or nucleotide sequences. Ultimately we are dealing with some sequence. That is the idea. And we know in amino acid it will be single letter code as a sequence, and in nucleotide it's the single letter nucleotide, that is AGTCU. So this is known as global. So in a global alignment we are looking at end to end, from start to the end. So the whole sequence will count. But in local alignment what we will do is that we are only going to take ungapped regions into consideration, because this is a sequence similarity, then there is a gap here, another sequence similarity, then there is another gap. So if we take the gap sections out, then only a portion without the gap, known as ungapped region, and any similarity in the ungapped region is actually searched out, and that is actually resulted in the local analysis. Local analysis will be done based on the ungapped region which is similar. Okay, so the same example, the same sequence, but when we are looking at ungapped region, we found this, only this 4 section, not nucleotide, 4 amino acid in this case, only 4 amino acid in the center which has similarity. Rest of the other sections don't have any similarity. So this is known as local alignment. Okay, so local alignment is always looking at ungapped region. And there is another term known as semi-global. Global term means including everything in a bigger scale. Semi-global means, in this case of semi-global also, the alignment try to find best match without considering gap penalty on the ends of the alignment. That is known as semi-global. Now what is the gap penalty? Let me tell you that idea. Now generally what is the idea when we are comparing two sequences? Either there are 3 situations: either there is a match, there is a mismatch, or there is a gap. Okay, so basically mismatch itself works like a gap in this case. So either there is a match or there is a gap. So if there is a match, no doubt we keep it as a identity, and if there is a gap, then when we construct this alignment, we put score. There's a scoring system. For match we put a score of +1, for a gap we put a score of 0. Remember that always. For a gap we put a score of 0, for a match we put a score of 1. Okay, so this gap we put a 0. This is known as gap penalty. So if there is a gap, then that means there is no match. So that's why we call it as a gap penalty. Okay, if the gap penalty begins starting, so this is the gap number 1, so gap penalty starting here first from this side, so we are going to call it origination penalty. Okay, origination penalty. If the gap is beginning, or we are starting from a new series of gap in the sequence to be aligned, we call it origination penalty. This is a one type of gap penalty, origination penalty. And there is another penalty known as gap extension penalty, where the number of sequential missing characters extend the existing gap. The gap whatever was present was there, but now that number of the gap will increase. We call it gap extension penalty. These are these two type of gap penalty. Origination penalty, start with that, extension penalty already existed, and sequentially you can see that we start with 1 2 3 4, so 4 amino acids gap, one more amino acid added, fifth amino acids gap, that is the extension of the gap, that is gap extension penalty. So earlier it was for 4, now it will be for 5, then it will be for 6, gap extension penalty. Okay, so till this point you need to understand, nothing more than that. Don't confuse, don't worry about the the big checker box and all these things. Okay, we are going to solve this, and I bet that you are going to solve it like a champion. Don't worry about it, we'll be there in a moment. So when we are aligning two sequences, we call it pairwise alignment, and there are two methods of this pairwise alignment. One is this dot matrix method, another one is the global alignment with matrix fill up setup. Actually, we'll do the matrix fill up setup, dot matrix method. What is dot matrix method? Let's see that. So basically dot matrix method is a process of aligning two sequences or more than two sequences using a dot plot or forming a dot plot. Okay. So basically what we do in the dot plot is there are two sequences, sequence 1, sequence 2, you can clearly see that here. What we do, we are going to find similarity as a diagonal with dots connecting to each other. Okay. And what we do, the alignment with the greatest number of identities would be the optimal alignment. This is a method for graphical representation of the result, and you can see that quite easily with the help of the dot plot we can clearly represent the two sequence alignment quite easily. Now generally dot plot and all these are simple methods, and basically here we are only comparing two sequences. Practically in reality we may need to do that for multiple sequence, more than 2, 10, 20, 30, 1000, 2000, 3000. So we cannot do that manually. So for complex alignments where we have a lot of different options in the alignment, different sequences for the alignment, in that case we modify the alignment a little bit, and we call it dynamic programming method. So what is dynamic programming method? Remember, dynamic programming method. Dynamic programming method. What happens in dynamic programming method is that we divide the big problem. We have a bigger problem. We divide it into smaller sections, smaller sub problems. Although the problem will be very similar problems but smaller problems, so that we can achieve smaller task at a time, and that will accomplish a complete bigger task. That is the idea of dynamic programming method. And we can do the alignment using dynamic programming method for a global alignment as well as for a dot plot here. So in the dot plot you can clearly see that between sequence 1 and 2, you know that there is a we generally when we do this kind of sequence alignment and plot, we plot the data in the x axis, in the y axis we plot it, in the x here, in the y here. And what we can clearly see, the similarity, AA similarity, so there is a dot, GG similarity, there is a dot, another AA similarity dot, CC similarity dot. So you can see that AA similarity, T. So up till this area everything is similar. So only there is one gap here between this T and this A, there is a dissimilarity, so there is no dot there. And then again there is a similarity, list of similarity, then there is another gap in A and C, this area. Okay, this area. So apart from these two location, 2 points, rest all the sequences are similar, right? That means sequence 1 and 2 are very similar with each other. They have maximum similarity, more than 95% of the similarity there. Now why there is a difference? Only 2 points, two nucleotides are positions. This is single nucleotide here, this is another single nucleotide position where there is no similarity, there is the dissimilarity. And why? Maybe due to point mutation. Indel means insertion deletion. Remember, insertion or deletion, point mutation may be a causing effect of this sort of modification. So when you see this kind of graph where you can see that the dots are connected, only gap of 1 or 2 points, we can easily assume that yes, these two sequences are very similar. In fact, they are the sequence of the same gene, but there is only a point mutation in two places. This is one place, this is another place. So point mutation number 1, point mutation number 2. Now exactly whether it can be deletion or insertion, we cannot comment on that. It can be either insertion or deletion. Okay, so that is the idea of a dot plot. Dot plot helps us to get an idea about it.